In this topic, I like to talk about toxic positivity. I always notice that whenever I watch a review on entertainment media about anything, most reviews give a positive review without any criticism, flaws, character assassination and plot holes. Most YouTubers have fears of getting called a hater or lost subscribers because they don't share the same opinion with the majority of the audience. So it feels more hollow and less honest on how they truly feel about their review. It is important to have criticism or praise just to know where you stand with the source material, whatever its graphic novel, manga, books and historical events. When source material is not respected and directors used for their own means like bad casting, politics, character regression, bad character design, having Mary Sue or Gary Sue in storytelling and so on and so forth. It could potentially insult or alienate the fans, because they have all the content and resources but decide that they can do better version without doing the research on it. With Daredevil Born Again, for example, that was recently released, there were a lot of issues at the start of the show. Like there were a lot of reshoots, rewrites which could cause confusion with character motivation, development and has pacing issues with its storytelling. Add shock value to create suspense by killing off an important main character so that they are replaced by new characters which no one cares about. There's some bad CGI with free running and fight scene where the characters move unnatural and feel less realistic, which they try to cover up smoke and darkness to make it less noticeable. These criticisms are important so that they can fix or improve for future show and episodes. But with people who don't like opinion or criticism, they cover it up with excuses and call fans that gave good criticism toxic, which prevent change in the show and repeat the cycle without improving anything. It's not just the shows, it's the games as well, like Spider-Man 2. With Spider-Man 2 there are some unnecessary changes in the game that doesn't need to happen, like for example changing the face for Peter Parker and Mary Jane. It was great in the first game because it felt like they were from the comic book character design going through to a realistic world in the game. But with the new faces they feel off in terms how they look, like Peter Parker looks younger for his age and Mary Jane looks unrecognizable for the first game. But when people mention this issue to the developers in Insomniac, they don't explain it properly, saying that the voice actor for Peter Parker face for the PS4 version doesn't match and had to replace with a new face, so it was a lot easier for them to use. Then immediately shut down the people criticizing, saying that they were the hater or a toxic fan. Then other people defended with excuses just to prevent criticism and change. The other criticism is the lack of police or SHIELD agents and even other superheroes to interact with, dealing with big threat instead of feeling alone, like you're carrying the whole weight on your shoulders with looking after the city. The final issue is the Mary Jane stealth missions are in the game, but the defenders will say that it will not be as bad as the first game in terms of finishing the mission faster, but the problems is that it shouldn't be in there to begin with, which doesn't mess with the pacing issue with the game. I thought that game's sequel was to improve and learn from their past mistakes, not to repeat them, but again, if me keep ignoring the flaws, it will happen again for the future games. Also, following the source material isn't always a win. There are also great source material at work or horrible source material that doesn't work. It's like using the worst storytelling and character development to use as an adaptation so that new people with very low standards can say it's good. With The Last of Us 2, for example, the sequel to the first one, at the beginning it had good world building with its interesting characters, unique zombies and a good emotional story about a good relationship between father and daughter going through hardship in dangerous a world. But with the 2-1 it's all over the place with its character assassination, bad pacing, shock value and making bad decisions that don't make sense. Even if they do an adaptation from the game to live action, it doesn't fix the issue with its storytelling. And even if they try to fix and recast and make the characters look like the game counterpart and fill with Easter eggs related to the game, it still doesn't fix it. They could change it from the game to live action in terms of storytelling, but if not, then the two don't need to be compared because it's still similar to each other and doesn't make any difference to compare two bad source material which will equal bad source material. Anyway, thanks for listening to my view on toxic positivity, and I'm temporarily covering the other guy. I would like to hear thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.